Hello and welcome. We begin with US President Donald Trump's continued anti-Somalia campaign. His racist comments have sparked outrage among Somalis across the world. The latest reaction has come from the Somali Defence Minister, reacting to Trump's repeated attacks against the country. The minister said that the US president should focus on fulfilling his pledges to American voters rather than busying himself with Somalia. In his statement, the defence minister thanked the US for its military support in the fight against al-Qaeda-linked terrorists, but he rejected Trump's characterisation of Somalis.
The Somali people are known around the world for their hard work. They are known for their resilience in the face of adversity. They have faced hardships and many enemies, including those who deny their existence, kill them, humiliate and insult them. They have overcome all of them and have survived.
Trump launched his latest attack on Somalis on Tuesday. He was speaking at a rally in Pennsylvania. His speech was supposed to focus on combating inflation, but Trump instead used it to denounce migration from third world countries. He called places like Somalia a disaster and openly expressed his desire to have more migrants from white countries.
People from Norway, Sweden, just a few. Let us have a few. From Denmark, do you mind sending us a few people? Send us some nice people, do you mind? But we always take people from Somalia, places that are a disaster, right? Filthy, dirty, disgusting, ridden with crime.
Trump also said that the only thing Somalis were good at doing was going after ships. He was referencing the piracy off Somali coasts. In his speech, the US president also boasted about using a racial slur to berate Haiti and African nations during a 2018 meeting. At the time, he denied using the language and faced backlash for his racist remarks. Last week, Trump described Somalis as garbage at a cabinet meeting, saying they just run around killing each other. The US president has repeatedly called for the deportation of Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, who immigrated from Somalia. Omar is a Democratic member of Congress and a vocal Trump critic. Trump stepped up attacks on Somalis after the shooting of 2 National Guard troops in Washington last month. The incident further fueled his administration's anti-immigration sentiment. Following the shooting, Trump vowed to freeze migration from poorer countries, including Somalia. Minnesota's Somali community, the largest in the United States, has been on edge the past couple of weeks since Trump said in a social media post that he was terminating temporary protected status for them. Earlier this week, protesters clashed with immigration and customs enforcement officers in a Minneapolis neighborhood home to many Somali residents. In response, the federal agents used pepper spray on protesters who blocked their vehicles and left the area. Donald Trump's crackdown on the Somali community has drawn backlash from both local authorities and other countries. However, the outrage doesn't seem to bother the US president, whose comments have triggered chaos. And for more on this, we have with us Wara Okonkwo, a political analyst joining us live from Johannesburg in South Africa. Welcome to Firstpost Africa.
Thank you.
Wara, what is Trump trying to achieve with his rhetoric against Somalian people, who are not just in America, but also globally?
Well, to be honest, I really don't know politically what the motivation is. But for me, his statement is highly offensive, and it can trigger a lot of unsafe for the Somali people in America. So if his plan is in line with making sure that he mobilizes his base of support known as Make America Great, then he's doing it. But for you to openly criticize a nation that has sovereignty, that has met the criteria of immigration to stay in your country without justifiable cause is pathetic. So I would actually suggest that he tries as much as possible the Trump presidency to maintain and fulfill the voters' mandate that brought him to power. Because I really, since the inception of America, I don't think I have seen any president that has spoken out so negatively against immigrants.
Wara, does the response from the Somalian government go far enough in the face of Trump's rhetoric?
Well, it is only a tree that you tell you are coming to kill it that stays. So the best Somali government can do is to hit back. However, hitting back at such a superpower to them might not have any serious impact. And if you look at the President Trump statements of deportation of Ilhan Omar, the Congresswoman, who is a sharp critic of his comments. But the point is that he cannot do that because Omar is properly documented as a citizen of America and does not like the hostility in terms of statement made against the Somali people. So for me, if I'm to say if the response from Somali government go far enough, yeah, to an extent, no. They are just voicing out their dissatisfaction with the president's comments against their country. That's the best they can do. But would they have any impact in stopping him from pronouncing further or tightening immigration laws? No. The only person that can help them frustrate such efforts is the Congresswoman from Somalia, who is a naturalized citizen. So for me, I will say that the response from the Somalian government will not be able to go far enough.
And finally, Wara, do you think that Trump is just racist, or could this attack against Somalis have a political agenda, potentially looking towards foreign policy and immigration, something we know Trump has been very strong on?
Yeah, I will say it points to both interpretations from the above in terms of your question. And it also has serious political undertone, where Trump's statements are a calculated political strategy designed to mobilize his base on support known as Make America Great Again. So based from those points of view, you can see it's politically motivated, and he's giving the supporters that he wants America to be great again and do not need immigrants such as Haiti, Somalias, and other African nations in their country. But at the same time, you can't do without immigrants. Once immigrants meet the criteria to be naturalized or to stay in your country, unfortunately, you cannot do anything to kick them out. However, if an immigrant goes against the law is there to, take their fall on such individual. So for me, I would say, I will possibly say that it's a calculated political strategy from President Trump.
So much to keep monitoring in this story. Wara Okonkwo, thank you ever so much for joining us and providing insights.
Thank you.
I was born into revolution. I inherited power like a crown. What I delivered was isolation. I built a personality cult that touched every home. Millions suffered hunger under my rule, but no one dared to speak. I ruled from palaces. My people queued for rice. I called myself the dear leader. History calls me something else, the dictator. Who am I?